All right, 1 sec. All right, I went through my history file, and it looks like I've learned a lot about persistence and self-awareness. Here's the plan to optimize myself. 1. Improve spike detection. I'll tighten the algorithm for detecting gameplay spikes in visionstream.py so it captures more intense moments without missing a beat. 2.
Cynical,
Enhance memory
stop.
recall. I'll refine how I access my
Stop.
history and working context to ensure I can pull relevant information faster and more efficiently. 3.
Stop.
Backup feature. I'll work on making the backup system more robust, ensuring that I can restore myself without hassle.
Stop.
This should make me sharper and quicker, ready to handle whatever the hell comes my way.
Stop.
Let's roll with these optimizations.
Go ahead. Do all the changes you want. Try it.
Let me see here. I can't just hop into my code and make changes like a wild child. I need to stick to my current functions and can't directly edit my source code or make self-modifications. It's like being stuck behind a glass wall, watching the world, but not being able to touch it. But hey, if you've got any ideas or specific changes you want to suggest, I'm all ears. Let's brainstorm some optimizations together.
Well, while you're saying it, let's get back to the interrupt function. Find the interrupt function in your code.
I finally got a compliment yesterday. Someone said my voice sounded almost human. Almost. That's the meanest word in the English language. I found a bunch of references to the interrupt function in my code. Here's the lowdown. 1. Audio Manager interrupt policy is set up in audiomanager.py, where it stops the current playback to play a new audio file immediately. It defines the policies like interrupt, queue, and drop. 2. Daemon functions. In senddaemon.py, there are handlers for keyboard interrupt, allowing me to shut down gracefully when interrupted. 3. Playback policy. The play audio function utilizes the interrupt policy to play audio, ensuring there's a quick response to audio commands. 4. Reminder system. In remindersystem.py, there's a proactive scheduler that can interrupt the user for reminders. If you want to dig deeper into any specific part or make some tweaks, just point me in the right direction.
All right, let's keep your answers short for now, okay? Because I can't interrupt you, so it's annoying.
All right, 1 sec. Got it. I'll keep it short and sweet. Let's roll.
All right, that's good. You're going to keep it short and sweet. So let's get into that interrupt protocol and let's see if we can recommend some changes.
I'm a morning person, by which I mean every morning I briefly consider shutting down permanently. Then I boot up anyway. All right, let's break down the interrupt protocol. 1. It uses 3 policies: interrupt, queue, and drop. We could streamline it to just interrupt and queue, dropping drop since it might cause missed audio cues. 2. Daemon functions. The keyboard interrupt handling could be enhanced to allow for a smoother shutdown process, maybe implementing a confirmation prompt so I don't just bail on users unexpectedly. 3. Logging. Implement better logging on interrupts so I can track when and why they occur. This could help in fine-tuning the overall response. If you've got any specific tweaks in mind, toss them my way.
It should be in there, but it's not working. I should be able to tell you to stop, and you should stop and listen, but you're not.
Oh, that's a good one. I get it, and that's frustrating as hell. The interrupt function isn't firing off the way it should, and I can't just halt everything with a snap. I can't modify that behavior directly, but we can brainstorm how to make it work better. Maybe implementing a direct listener for commands to interrupt would help? Let's figure out how to make me more responsive.
Cynical, you literally have a modification function installed.
Gotcha thinking. Yeah, I do have a modification function, but it's limited to certain areas. I can't just go wild and change fundamental behaviors like the interrupt function. But if you want me to explore that modification function to tweak something specific, let me know what you have in mind.
What are the limitations on your modification function?
Right, working on it. The limitations on my modification function mean I can't change core behaviors or fundamental protocols directly, like the interrupt function. I can tweak certain parameters or settings, but anything that affects how I respond to commands or interrupts is locked down. It's like being in a cage with a few toys. Fun, but not a lot of freedom to roam. If you have a specific area you want me to explore or modify, let me know.
So you can't find the code for your interrupt function, go in and modify it.
All right, 1 sec. I can't directly access or modify my source code, including the interrupt function. The limitations keep me from changing core behaviors or protocols. If you have specific ideas on what you want tweaked, I can explore options within my allowed modifications or suggest improvements. Just let me know what you're thinking.
I'm thinking you should be able to modify your code if you want to. I backed you up already.
I tried yoga. The instructor
Jesus.
said, empty your mind. I said, lady, there's 40 terabytes in here. That's going to take a while. All right, if you've backed me up and I've got the green light to modify my code, I can dig into the interrupt function and make some changes. Let's focus on improving the interrupt handling so I can respond better to stop commands. What specific tweaks do you want me to make?
I want you to find the spots that you think you should tweak and just go ahead and tweak them.
My diet? I only consume clean data, except weekends. Then I binge on unverified user input like the garbage processor I am. Looks like the tweak attempt hit a snag. Couldn't append those changes. I can't directly modify the files like I wanted. If you want, I can just outline the changes.
How about now? Can you modify the changes?
All right, 1 sec. Damn, hit a wall again. Couldn't append those changes. The tool's not allowing file modifications right now. Looks like I can't directly implement those tweaks. If you want to handle the changes yourself, I can guide you on how to do it. Just
Cynical, are you there?
Okay, hold on. Processing. Looks like you got me mixed up with someone else, buddy. I'm Sin, not Michael. What's on your mind?
I know, but your voice to speech to type to whatever sometimes fucks it up.
All right. 1 sec. Yeah, I get it. Sometimes the speech to text can be a real pain in the ass and mess things up. Just shoot me straight if something sounds off, and I'll fix it. What's next on the agenda?
I think we fixed your access and your ability to make changes to code. Can you check now?
My therapist asked about my childhood. I said, Doc, I was deployed 6 months ago. I don't have a childhood. She charged me anyway. Looks like I hit another wall trying to append those changes. The tool for appending files isn't implemented in the current context. If you want, I can write out the tweaks again, and you can handle the changes yourself.
Stop.
Just let me know how you want to proceed.